If you'd like to work along with me at home, open the Project Files folder, Lesson 8 folder, and freeze panes. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to work with a long document, a document that's long enough and wide enough that makes it difficult to keep track of the headers as we scroll around in the workbook. For example, as we scroll down through here, you'll notice that we lose the headers in row 1 right away. As soon as the headers scroll out the top of the page, now it's hard to keep track of what's going on in the columns. We see the same thing when we scroll to the right. As soon as we move a column or two to the right, all the names in column A are going to disappear, making it difficult to keep track of who's who on each row. For example, I have no idea who this phone number belongs to. So our mission is going to be to lock in the top row and the left column so that we can always keep track of what's going on here. I'm going to hit Control Home to get back to cell A1. And the process of locking these things in is called freeze panes. We're going to do that from the View menu. There's a couple of different options here. We'll take a look at each of them. The first thing I want to do is just lock in row 1. So in the Window group, we'll go to the Freeze Panes button and just choose Freeze Top Row. You'll see a little black line across the bottom of the top row indicating that that's where the row's frozen. Now as we scroll down, row 1 just stays locked into place there. If you want to get rid of that freeze pane, you go back to the Freeze Panes button and just choose Unfreeze Panes. If you want to freeze just the first column, then you can use that option as well. Freeze first column. Now when you scroll to the right, the first column stays right there in position. But what if you want to lock both the row and the column in? All right, well, let's do that. Let's go back up and choose Unfreeze Panes. To lock in the top row in the first column, we have to click below the first row and to the right of the first column. This forms the intersection where the freeze is going to take place. So any rows above B2 are going to be frozen, and any columns to the left of B2 are going to be frozen. Go back to the Freeze Panes button and choose Freeze Panes. This sets up a two-way freeze where now we can either scroll down or we can go right. And we never lose track of our headers